Welcome back to Curious Horse. Have you ever had that feeling that you can just tell that today is the day that you probably shouldn't ride a horse, and something potentially dangerous is highly probable? I wouldn't call it a self-fulfilling prophecy in which I acted upon a foreboding feeling in a way that actively caused the incident to happen because there were too many variables that were just outside my control. But I would call it a premonition, and it's something that I've sensed in advance with my horses every time something undesirable has happened, and I've just gone against my gut feeling and I ignored it. It's hard to explain, but yesterday was the first day of the year, and I felt that exact feeling, almost a premonition that something bad was going to happen, and I just chose to ignore it. Let's revisit what happened yesterday shortly. I have it on video, surprisingly, but today's different. This morning I can already tell that my horses are relaxed and this is the day that I should be riding, but my vet is scheduled to come over this afternoon, and I also have a very large security team here that are putting in the next phase of security on my property. I think I'm actually going to do a follow-up video on this. It's a big financial commitment and allocation of resources, but you know my babies mean the world to me, and there's nothing I wouldn't do to protect them. I have 24/7 full coverage surveillance on my 80-ish acres of accessible property, and it's a big project, but I'm excited about it. I just got caught away just now because the emus were harassing the workers, taking their tools, so I just put the emus and Patriot into the Kina and Reese into paddock 2 and out of that nature paddock, 'cause that's where they're working on the security at the moment. Oh yeah, they don't free ride. I don't think they would go far, but they were trying to grab the guy's drill and everything.
Yeah, they were down there. Oh, he's on the ladder. He wasn't looking.
I had to record this. It's so funny. Yeah, I've had people either
they're inquisitive, I guess.
Sometimes the kids will come. Sometimes they just cry, the kids, and sometimes they love them, but they're harmless. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's a productive day at the farm today, and we're just getting started. Alrighty, it's hard to explain, but yesterday was the first day of the year, and I had that exact feeling. Here in Maryland, we had a nasty storm and lightning, and with the combination of the fireworks, likely put my horses on high alert. However, Prince being my giant teddy bear, I thought I was just being paranoid, and I thought just to stick to my New Year's resolution, which is to actively getting back into the saddle, or in my case, just riding bareback or even tackless. Actually, for me, my New Year's resolution is to master the art of tackless riding. This channel is still new, and many of you really haven't seen my riding abilities as of yet, so I'm sure some are contributing my recent tackless riding success on Prince with luck. However, I have been riding tackless for quite some time with Sarge, and it's my dream to have that perfect human and horse harmony where we do not need to have reliance of a saddle or reins or bridle, anything. So that's my long-term goal, and I really want to have this avatar type riding style accomplishment, and I'm prepared to push the limits and to put the time in to achieve this with my horse babies. So before I even had a bridle or a bit in Sarge's mouth or attempted to ride him, I would always just get up on his back like this and sit there and just kind of lay down, almost fall asleep with the sun. So he's very used to me getting on his back. We haven't cantered in this position like Prince, but I think that'd be my goal, to kind of Sarge tackless. I don't want to put a time on it. It's a feeling. It's not so much a time with me, but that is going to be a goal for this year. And that could be tomorrow in January, or that could be December 31st, the last day of the year. It's just when it feels right. That's when Sarge and I will canter tackless. I really wanted to complete my morning workout at my home gym, but my horses are making me feel slightly guilty, so I'm just going to go ahead and feed them their grain this morning earlier than usual first before I work out. And although many argue otherwise, as horse riders, regardless if we ride English or Western, we're athletes. And I feel that I do have a responsibility to my horses when I'm on top of their backs. I feel that I should be physically fit to ride. My ability to focus on myself and also on how we are both responding to each other's cues, my ability to stay confident and relaxed is critical, and this is no different than the responsibility that other athletes have. And as much as we want our horses to be in the best physical and mental shape possible for us, our horses also want us to be in the best physical shape for them. And when we are riding together, We are literally shaping each other's brains. We are activating each other's neurons in our brains, and it's through a connection and through this touch, through our bodies. I don't want my horses to have to overcompensate for me, and I want them to be fit enough to compensate for themselves. Our horses are athletes, and so are we, and we should be a strong team together. That's my theory. After feeding, I'm going to show you the incident I had with Prince in the round pen yesterday, and then I'm going to show you my process of feeding hay to my horses. But firstly, I wanted to quickly address a comment in one of the last videos. It was objectively stated that my adult horses looked a little overweight, and I do agree with this comment. Just to confirm, we're talking about the adult horses, my large herd, not my little munchkins, Patriot, Tackless, and Reese. And I really appreciated this comment, and it was a good reminder for me to reduce the quantity of food, which I have implemented. So it will be interesting to see how the portion size reduction impacts their weight on subsequent videos. This is the mini area that I have for Reese. So when I feed Tackless and Patriot, I separate Reese here. Look at the peacocks, they'll come flying in for their food. As you know, I'm all about letting animals range and have space, and my peacocks certainly free range. Those loud noises are from my guineas, and those have super loud noises when they feel threatened. It's good. If anyone comes here, a Amazon driver, anybody, they go crazy, so they're quite good to have. As of now, I feed my horses Triple Crown Complete. It's a textured horse feed designed to provide mature performance horses with a complete diet that includes fiber. Product details state that this feed is a perfect choice for horses with a limited access to hay or good quality hay, which is not the case at my farm because I have good quality hay and it's unlimited. And as of now, my horses are not performance horses, so maybe this may not be the best feed at this time, but I think I might just start out reducing the ratios and just see how my horses are doing. It's a 12% protein and 12% fat, and I paid $33 for a 50-pound bag. The majority of the feed I give my horses is the Triple Crown 30% ration balancer. It's a pelleted horse feed, and according to the label, it's a super premium pelleted mineral and vitamin supplement for all horses. $40 for a 50-pound bag. On a subsequent video, I think we should go over nutrition. What does everybody else feed? I'm curious to see what you feed. And for those of you that are new to the channel, you may see my horses running through this farce type of paddock, which I call like a mini nature paddock. It's paddock number 4, which the horses share with the emus. And then they also have access to a traditional paddock here, which is behind my house, with the emus, and it's connected through this connective gate. But I like to have different types of terrains. I think it's stimulating for their brains. I do think nutrition is something I'm going to revisit at a later time. And right now I'm just going to implement the reduction in the quantity. It's 2025 and I'm going to do my first ride on Prince. As you can see, my horses definitely appear more guarded or reserved or alert than usual. I was actually away for a short period of time. It was a horse adventure, and I'm going to release that video out to everybody shortly. I still have to work on the production and editing of that video. And the night I came home, there was quite a severe thunderstorm. I got back around 9 p.m. And it was also New Year's Eve. So of course we had the fireworks a few hours after I got home. So this was recorded yesterday and the morning after New Year's Eve. And although my horses did not appear too physically distressed during the night, I checked on them a bunch. Did anybody else's animals show distress from the fireworks? It's not my favorite thing, to be honest. I do think they are showing some type of residual heightened alertness from the fireworks. I also think that they may be a little mad at me for being gone for a few days. But who knows, they're definitely high alert, but I still want to ride, and I'm trying to stick to my New Year's resolution. And my plan today is to quickly get on Prince and perform walk, trot, canter using the neck rope, and then remove the neck rope and do exactly the same thing, but this time just completely tackless. In addition, I want to work on my steering and kind of apply some of those techniques that I learned from the quarter horse trainers at the auction. But right away I see, which you're about to see coming up now, Sarge galloping at full speed, and then Janana showing the same flight response. And this was very unexpected. And I'm not sure how I can prevent this next time. And I know that the neck rope looks tight on Prince. It's not. It's double wrapped and it's connected, so it doesn't increase the amount of pressure. It's relaxed actually. It just looks tighter than it is. but it's not affecting him at all. It's not tight. I would never put on a tight neck rope on him. So here comes the incident. Let me know how you would have handled the situation. I don't know if I handled this correctly or not, to be honest. Being almost tackless, I definitely have the leverage that I would like to have to control the situation. So it does kind of illustrate how dangerous tackless riding is, and horse riding in general is unpredictable. And I'm willing to take the risk, just as most of us are, out of passion. I feel like I need to continue riding Prince just to finish the ride in a good way. I don't want to end on a bad note riding Prince. We've never done that before. It's always been such a good ride. And I think that getting off him now after he ran like that, although it wasn't purposeful, I don't think that's the right approach because at this point I still feel like I have enough control to ride him. As you can see, I did not have the control that I needed, and he's still impacted by the horses being back at the barn. Maybe he's a little bit barn sour, and I don't want him to be that way. I don't know how to prevent it, but I definitely did not have control there. Although I do think overall he was behaved, given that he's so heightened right now, but I did not feel like I had the control, and my body position was awful. I've never sat on a horse like that. I have no idea how I even ended up in that position. I'm going to quickly lunge him just to kind of get the control back of him and call it a day. So Prince is definitely not responding to the lunging. I do think this is an isolated event. I don't think this is going to be a recurring pattern with Prince. I think it is what it is. There's variables that happened last night, maybe, that are causing him to act like this, and I have to be honest, when he ran like that with that much power, that much impulsion from behind, it definitely reminded me of Janana when she used to take off of me. I definitely did get scared from my hamstring. I guess he's gonna jump the fence, what's gonna happen, but so Prince and I did not do good today. You have good and bad days. I'm not gonna force it. I don't know if it's the weather. Maybe it was the fireworks from last night or the storm, but I'm not gonna ride him just if he's this irritated. But I'm not gonna just like let him out to go back to the herd either. I'm gonna comfort him. But we're not gonna ride today. Prince, you're okay. Good boy. So all the horses run back to the barn, and Prince was not happy about it. Right, Prince? Good boy. Good boy. So after a while, I just brushed and comforted him in the round pen, and then I finally let him out, and he just galloped as fast as he could back to the barn. I'm hoping this is not going to be a future issue. Well, not every day is going to be perfect when riding. It wasn't you that caused it, Javelin, this time. I know. You wanted your buddies. You guys are all freaked out. They're all freaked out today. We don't like fireworks, do we, patty cakes? Alrighty, time to load the hay feeder and get these horses fed. Can you tell me what type of hay it is? So
this is orchard grass.
So this, I'm gonna record.
Yep.
So this is orchard grass.
This is orchard grass. Yep. It's first cutting.
Mm-hmm.
It's no rain. Sun's faded a little bit, but
It's good on the
that's to be
inside.
expected.
Yeah. So I actually have 3 of these sheds. My first shed that I purchased was actually used for my tractor and a few other toys that I have in there. I also have a horse carriage in there that you haven't seen yet. Spoiler alert, it's blue, but I'm gonna use it for Sarge and for Prince eventually. And then the second shed that I purchased, which is now my winter hay storage shed. But originally I was keeping my hay in the garage, but I figured out that probably wasn't the best approach, and something about hay, moisture, and combustion. People were warning me that that could actually cause a fire if you store hay inside in close proximity to your home. By getting the second shed, it allowed me to get the hay out of the garage, and then by getting the hay out of the garage, I was able to get my home gym. And the home gym to me is very important because, as you know, I live in the country and I'm not going to drive that long of a commute just to go to a gym. Personally, I think it's important, but I wouldn't drive that far to go to a gym. And then I recently bought the third shed, which most of you know has my horse trailer. And when I purchased my horse trailer, I did quite a lot of recording of the guy just teaching me how to use like the overall operational functionality of it, which I don't know today, but I do have the recording of it, so I think I'm gonna make a video on that, more for me as a reference. Let me know if you think this would be a good video or not. I could just make it private, or maybe I just publish it, and then we can all kind of see how to operate the trailer in the event that something happens in the next few months as I go on a big horse journey I'm planning. Then of course my Kubota tractor. I used to also store my tractor in my garage when I first bought my farm because my tractor was actually worth more than my first vehicle. So I prioritized the tractor in the garage over a car. One of the biggest expenses for horse owners is actually feeding hay to our horses. Fortunately, my horses do not eat hay all year round just because of the amount of acres that I have. And because of the amount of acres that I have and the access to grass, they really only eat hay for less than 6 months out of the year. Right there, my hay bill is cut in half. Because ultimately, my horses much prefer to forage, not graze, but to forage in the paddock than just to eat hay 12 months out of the year. But obviously, in the winter, they need access to unlimited hay because this is how they stay warm. This is their heater. So here's the breakdown of my annual hay bill. So a round bale of hay cost me $60 per round bale. And I purchased around 50 of these round bales in a 12-month period of time, a fiscal year period of time, at $60 per bale. For 50 bales, that's $3,000 per year. And I also purchased additional $500 worth of small square bales, and it was mostly for the quarantine process with Drakina. And I also used this higher quality hay to keep the Munchkins' brains busy, going on scavenger hunts and looking for like a more alfalfa type of hay. So if we take 3,500 in my total annual hay bill divided by 8 horses, that's $438 rounded up. And then if you divide that by 12 months per year, it works out to be $36.50 per month per horse. And that's significantly less than the average horse owner spends on hay per year. And that's because of the acres. I wake up to my peahens every morning. They're so cute. They don't roost here, but they meet me here in the morning outside the window ledge. Sky is insane this morning. How pretty is that view of the sky? It never gets old. So there's Pater and Drakina. There's my peacocks. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, peacock. Good morning. I actually do need a name for this peacock. She's a violet peahen. She turns 2 in the spring. But let me know if you have any good names for her. This is actually my bedroom, so all the windows in the house wrap around the horse paddocks, which is what I wanted, so I could have constant eyes on them. But at the back there's the big horses by the round pen. Good morning, chickens. I'm not sure what type of rooster he is. This is my favorite rooster here. But then this one, I don't know what the type of rooster. I know it's a Polish, but I don't understand the hair. He's got crazy hair. You got crazy hair. Do you know we need a name for him, for this rooster, and for her. This one is called Pauletta, and this one is called Valentina. This one is called Oreo. Oh, and the white one doesn't have a name either. Jersey Giant. She's a Jersey Giant, I think. I forget the breed. So we need a name for this Polish rooster, this Polish rooster. This one has a name called Oreo. This is Pauletta, Valentina. We need a name for this one. I thought it was a Jersey Giant, but I can't remember. Yeah, this rooster needs a name. And then also this Polish hen needs a name. They are ruining my truck. And then this peacock is called Emerald. This peacock is a peahen. She doesn't have a name. So we have Pee-wee, Emerald, and we need a name for this peahen. You guys are ruining my truck. No going in the gym. Hey, good morning. Good morning. These two don't have chicken names either. Black and white Polish. Good morning, Javelin. Good morning. Good morning, baby. Good morning. This is called Odessa. And then this one doesn't have a name either.